Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nityananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamaha-siddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters. India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam. Nityanandaya Swagatam, Anandanubhavaswadam, Sarvaroga Nivarakam, Vande Papa Vinashaktam. Nityanandaya Swagatam, Nityamuktam Nirvikalpam, Dhyanaloka Pradipakam, Vande Shantamayam Bandham. Nityanandaya Swagatam, Ananda Gandha Sancharam, Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् ज्ञानसम्बन्धाचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्.
Responsibility, in simple terms, is the ability to respond to life spontaneously. Please understand, we don't respond to life spontaneously. We always need a cushion, buffer spring, between us and life. As a child, you need fairy tales. As a young adult, you need fantasies. As a grown-up man, you need desires. These are acting as buffer springs, shock absorbers between you and reality, life. Meeting, responding, connecting with the life without these shock absorbers is responsibility. There are two ways in which you can do this. One is responding to life in a deep, welcoming and accepting way. The other is responding to life with resistance, reservations, judgments and attachment. Understand? These are the two ways you can respond to life. You can hit the reality. Either you can hit in a very smooth, friendly way, it's like a beautiful landing. Or you can land in a very strong way. Of course, strong landing sometimes takes away your very life. If you look deeply, you will realize that most often, 99% of the time, you respond to life with resistance, judgment, attachment. This happens because almost all the time you consider the source of whatever that is happening in your life as something external or outside of you. Whether it's a challenging or conflicting or an unpleasant situation, you always consider that the source of the situation lies outside of you. This is why you feel so powerless and helpless in most situations of your life. And almost always you blame the others to be responsible for the situation you are in. But what you need to understand is that whenever you are making the other responsible for your life, what you are actually doing is giving the control of your life to the other. You are making the other powerful by making him or her responsible for the whole situation. And the irony is that you keep wondering why you are so powerless and helpless. We often relate to responsibility as a burden, something which makes us do more work, puts us under undue pressure or stress. But please understand that responsibility is actually a great power. You need to understand one more truth. Putting the blame on others and responsibility on others creates violence, resistance. Putting the blame on you and responsibility on you creates guilt. Taking the responsibility but not putting the blame on anybody is power. That is what I call freedom. It liberates you from the clutches of your own helplessness and from another's power on you. It leaves you with the power to respond to the life with creativity, intelligence and spontaneity. In our lives, we claim responsibility for anything good that happens, but we don't take responsibility for anything bad that happens. We take up responsibility with discrimination. Only when you take responsibility will you take back the reins of your life from others. In Sanskrit, there is a beautiful book called Swarajya Siddhi, reclaiming your kingdom. The first step for reclaiming your kingdom and achieving what you want is taking responsibility. When you start living with the attitude, I am responsible, your whole life will change. If you sit and analyze each and every incident in your life, you will clearly see that you are the only one responsible for incidents in your life. Normally, we pass the responsibility to others and blame them for what has happened in our lives. Understand that those who really wish to blossom should feel directly or indirectly responsible for everything that happens around them and in the whole world. So, the most fundamental form of responsibility is taking responsibility for your own state of consciousness and the state in which you are living. Responsibility begins with you being established in total openness and acceptance of the view that you are the source of everything that is happening in your life, both inside and outside you. Though it may just seem to be a view, when you start living your life from this view, then you will have the power to respond intelligently to life. You experiencing being the source of all that happens in your life will make you powerful. Then your actions will be naturally aligned to your inner state of being powerful and intelligent. You will have the intelligence and power to alter situations in life wherever you can. You will stop blaming others and yourself for the situation. You will not experience any guilt or shame when life does not work the way you want it to. When seed is ready to take the responsibility of becoming tree, it grows, it transforms itself. When egg takes the responsibility of becoming a chicken or hen, it grows, expands and transforms itself. It is the decision to take the responsibility is breakthrough point. In any field, whether it is economical, corporate, social, or relationships, or spiritual, when you decide to take responsibility, the breakthrough happens, the opening happens, the possibility opens. The straight method to make all the accidents into possibilities is taking responsibility. When you can't take responsibility, even the air goes inside can become accident and stop your heart. It won't come out. If you are ready to take the responsibility, even the poison goes inside can become part of you and make you a new being, immune to the poison. The system which is ready to take the responsibility. Just the other day I was seeing a beautiful documentary by BBC on Ganges. There is a description of a particular village on the banks of Ganges where thousands of poisonous snakes, cobras are just moving around. The belief of the villagers, I saw the documentary and literally I saw, visually it is being shown, hundreds of cobras here, there in the different houses. Kids are sitting and playing and the cobra is moving. And I saw one child standing and doing something. The cobra was moving just on his very feet. And the workers are working on the farm. The farmers, the cobra was just moving on them. Literally, it is not a trained cobra or the cobra without poison or the teeth removed, nothing. No, it is not trained cobra. Wild, village, free snakes. Just people are living with it. And they are living with people. And the funny thing, the record says, even I was not able to trust, but BBC says, so surely they have done enough research before putting this to the public. And they say that no individual has ever died because of snake bite. I was shocked. And they are showing some more clippings, like even the kids, when they are bitten by the snake accidentally, they take the child to a local temple, Devi temple, the snake goddess temple. Some puja is done, some meditation is done. Miraculously those kids recover without any medical attention. You see, when the snake bites, when the poison is trying to spread all over the body, during those moments, if you have a strong biomemory of seeing somebody recovering from the poison bite, seeing somebody getting out of that poison, that biomemory can be the strong protection that can create the medical effect and can get you out of that poison. Even this is a great miracle and not an ordinary happening. So even this I can understand because I have seen this kind of happenings. But the happening I am describing is something far deeper, far more, far beyond this understanding. See what I am talking now, this understanding, you see somebody being bitten by snake and that person has recovered because of faith or spiritual power. Then if you are bitten by snake and if you are recovering, it's called placebo effect. In science, in the medical field, they call it placebo effect. So even placebo effect has some definition. But the scene which I saw, which was presented in the BBC documentary, Ganges. So the child, there is no possibility for the child to see somebody being bitten and brought to the temple and recovering. So there is no biomemory of somebody else getting healed already in that same situation, so that that biomemory can act as a medicine, act as a crisis management intelligence to recover from the snake bite. Then how the child is recovered? Wanted to know really what's the reason for the child's recovery. Please understand, spiritual healing was not the reason. The faith healing was not the reason. The placebo effect was not the reason. The reason behind the child's recovery was the child has already taken the responsibility to be in tune with the consciousness of the community in which he is living. Taking responsibility can even act as a life-saving medicine. Please understand. Taking responsibility, acting as a component of making you mentally mature is understandable. When you take responsibility, you become mentally mature, you start acting, you start becoming honesty, you integrate yourself. These all can be understood. But taking responsibility can shake your biomemory so deeply, so strongly. A snake bite, a poison can just be nullified. It was real miracle. One thing I can tell you, when you take the responsibility for your body, suddenly your organs have become alive. Your body is in tune. When you take the responsibility for the happenings of in your breathing space, you become a team leader. Whatever happens in your breathing space means pranamaya kosha, pranic space, you become leader, team leader. If you take the responsibility of whatever is happening in your mental layer, manomaya kosha, you become a social leader. Please understand. If you take the responsibility for your annamaya kosha, physical plane, you become healthy. If you take the responsibility of your pranamaya kosha, the pranic layer, whatever happens, you become team leader, because anything in your team happens in your breathing space, you become team leader. If you take the responsibility of whatever is happening In your manomaya kosha, mental layer, means all the information comes to you and the response you do, and all the happenings around you which directly impacts your mind and mental setup. You became social leader. If you take the responsibility of your Vijnanamaya kosha, means all the emotion, mental setup created from the young age in you, you became the leader of country who sets a trend for future mental setups. When you take the responsibility for Anandamaya kosha, bliss layer, you became the leader of the cosmos, because now you need to change the whole cosmos. Only then you can be blissful. Only then your bliss can be eternal bliss. So the more and more and more responsibility you take, more and more expansion happens in your consciousness. I know that child which took the responsibility in such an young age to be in tune with the consciousness of the community in which he is growing. When he grows, invariably he will be serving his community. His community will be part of him, he will be part of his community. He can radiate real empathy. The child can radiate real empathy. Now I am trying to trace that child, to bring that child here and show to the world the miraculous bio-memory he is carrying. And if we can do some medical research, scientific research on his bio-memory and prove the power of taking responsibility, if we can study his bio-memory, I know for sure we will have some breakthrough. We will have some new discovery in this science which cuts across the physiology, psychology and consciousness. How? When consciousness takes the responsibility, not only psychology, even physiology responds differently. When you don't take the responsibility, even the simple, pure, fresh oxygen, air goes inside, may stop your organs, it may not come out, you may die. When you take responsibility, even the poison, venom goes inside, cannot stop your life, kill you, you will be alive, radiating, fresh and living. Please understand, take responsibility, it just changes your whole being. I am not telling you should go and catch the snake and make the snake to bite you, no. But taking responsibility helps in many crises, many situations. Not losing the balance, putting the weight on somebody else, taking it on you, standing up with you, it just does miracles. It really does miracles. Understand, through this revelation, I am putting the importance of taking responsibility much more than the power of spiritual healing, faith healing, which is my very brand, for which I am well known. So I am saying very clearly, categorically, taking responsibility leads you to the much more powerful zone, powerful field than what feeling connection, faith or spiritual healing can do to you. I am putting spiritual healing next to the taking responsibility. I am putting taking responsibility ahead of spiritual healing through this revelation.
Putting all my trust in you, 'cause you know it's best for me to lead a blissful life, a life with no more strife. I can't believe the things I do, just to spend a little time with you, nothing will compare. I know you will take care.
You're always showing us compassion. Your love is endless like an ocean. Nityananda, Nityananda.
as long as we feel insecure, we go on accumulating, adding. As long as we feel the matter will add value to our spirit, we go on adding, accumulating, adding. Suddenly one day we feel tired of the efforts which you are putting for accumulation. Actually, people who choose poverty, they don't even choose hating wealth. They hate the effort to create and maintain. It is unconscious laziness, the intention to take the responsibility of acquiring and maintaining. When they lack that, suddenly they decide, let me renounce. Whoever decides to renounce with that fear of responsibility, understand? Fear of insecurity makes you create more and more wealth. Fear of responsibility means now you have to maintain. Now so many things comes along with the wealth. Ramakrishna says a beautiful story. Ramakrishna is the great enlightened master, architect of modern day Hinduism. He is the architect of modern day Hinduism. Very powerful master. He says there was an eagle which caught a fish. He was flying with that fish. Hundreds of crows were chasing him. The eagle felt tired that he could not fight with his crows. He just threw the fish and came and sat. And he suddenly saw all the crows are behind the fish. And he is relaxed. So the eagle threw the fish not because it doesn't want to eat the fish or it became vegetarian. No. It was not able to stand the fight of the crows and the crows encroaching in his space and the responsibility which comes along with the wealth. You have fire alarm, this alarm, that insurance, this insurance, and it goes on and on and on and on. And after that, the fine print something says, your household insurance does not cover flood insurance. Homeowners insurance does not cover flood insurance. Anyhow, the responsibility, when it becomes too much, suddenly you choose poverty. You choose poverty not because you don't enjoy the wealth, or you don't want the wealth, or you don't want the comforts and luxuries added by the wealth. You don't want the responsibilities and stress and tension added by the wealth. That's the truth.
Uncovering the inner light by melting the body, create yogic body, you will have Vedic mind and naturally yen living. Be honest and sincere to what you are doing. The idea of productivity is not inserted into your system for any other purpose. For you to stand up again and again and again and verify the truths on which you are building your foundation and life. I have seen very clearly in my life, the people who never think or bothered to be productive and responsible to the Sangha were always lived in depression. They live in depression and abuse the Sangha, nothing else. That's why I always say that I am afraid of people who don't take responsibility. So decide to surrender to the honest truths.
So take the complete responsibility, even surrendering with responsibility. Understand? Surrendering with responsibility is enlightenment. Responsible surrender is enlightenment. I have seen people surrendering or claiming that they are surrendered. Oh God! even if you are caught by your enemies, you will not be tortured that much by the pseudo-surrendering people. By this pseudo-surrendering people. They will claim that they are surrendered, and whatever right happens is their responsibility because of them. Whatever wrong happens, it is because of you. And they will not do anything more than saying word, I have surrendered, I have surrendered, I have surrendered. Many people come and tell me, Swamiji, what should I do further? I tell them, what do you mean? No, whatever you say, I will do. The moment I tell something, no, I have this difficulty, that problem, this problem. Then I tell them, then tell all your conditions first. Then I will tell you the solution. They say, no, whatever you do, I will do. Whatever you say, I will do. The moment I open my mouth, they will have 1001 condition, 1001 priorities, 1001 preferences, 1001 conditions. So, Patanjali says very beautifully, take the responsibility completely on your shoulder. A responsible person, even if he surrenders, it will be so graceful, so beautiful. Irresponsible person, even if he tries to stand on his own, it will be only cunning. It will never be complete. So first thing you need, first thing is being responsible. Being responsible. The moment you are responsible, the moment you feel you are responsible for your thinking, you know very clearly you can stop. You can stop. Only when you don't want to take the responsibility, you are going on postponing, putting things on others, blaming others. Then you continue to think. If you blame, you are walking because of somebody, you will continue to walk till you die. If you are blaming, you are talking because somebody is forcing, you will continue to talk till the death. Same way, if you say you are thinking because of somebody else, because of some other reason, you will continue to think till you die, even after you die. So take the responsibility on you. Understand, the truth is you are responsible. Truth is you are responsible. So let you understand you are responsible. Then suddenly you will realize you can stop. You can stop. This one idea, internalize continuously. Mind is an action. If I want, I can stop. If I am acting, I wanted it. Take the responsibility. If I am acting, I wanted it. Who can take the responsibility for your action? Only you. If you are walking, you want it. If you are talking, you want it. If you are minding, you want it. If you are thinking, you want it. So let the shift happen in your consciousness. If you are thinking, you want it. If you are talking, you want it. If you are sitting, you want it. So let you understand this one truth. Take the responsibility on your shoulder. If you are thinking, you want it. Only then you can stop when you want it. Patanjali is not putting responsibility on anybody else.
Dial the avatar. Paramahamsa Nithyananda answers your questions live during the daily morning Satsang. Every day at 7:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. We invite you to directly talk to Swamiji and receive his blessings for your life to be filled with bliss and all the auspiciousness. Dial the avatar at 918027279999, extension 129.
When you take responsibility, you have a tremendous energy and courage to see the truth. Some extraordinary security happens around you. I can tell you from my experience. When I took the courage and stood up, suddenly I felt, oh God, there's an extraordinary security happening around me. Till you take the responsibility, you will suffer in insecurity. It is an automatic mechanism given by God to remind you that you are not yet taking responsibility. If you are suffering with insecurity, understand, still you have not taken up the responsibility of the position you are holding, commitment you are holding, identity you are showing to the world. One sailor and his wife are traveling in a ship. Suddenly, due to cyclone, the ship has started shaking. Wife was completely shaken, started crying, shouting. The sailor was in deep peace, praying and meditating towards the God. Wife was shouting, what are you doing? Are you not feeling insecure? You should do something. What to do? How can we escape? The sailor just took a knife, put it near the throat of the wife and said, are you afraid now? I'm going to kill you? She said, no. As long as the knife is in the hands of my beloved, you, why will I be afraid? He says, yes, say it. As long as the life is in the hands of God, why will I be afraid? The life is in the hands of the beloved. You don't need to be afraid, be insecure, or getting killed. As long as the life is in the hands of God, divine, you don't need to be afraid of getting destroyed. Understand? When I tell this, if it does not kill with you, still you are not taking the responsibility of your life. Somehow when I read this line, it just clicked in me. Because my inner space was ready to feel secure. If the land is ready, plowed, then the seed can grow. If the land is not plowed, ready, rocky, no seed can grow in it. Same way, if you have taken the responsibility for the position you are there, like you are interested, suddenly your inner space becomes ready to feel secure. Making your inner space ready to feel secure is the basic requirement for feeling security. To feel secure, your age insurances, your home insurance, flood insurance, fire insurance, medical insurance, accident insurance, and malpractice insurance, and any number of insurances you have, you will not feel secure in life. You cannot have life insurance, you can have death insurance. You cannot have love insurance. You can have divorce insurance. Understand? The insurances cannot ensure security. Feeling security is a quality which happens in you when you take responsibility. Yes, taking responsibility is a work. Is a thing to be done, a quality to be cultivated. But when you shrink, when you escape, when you move away from it, not for you. You are not qualified even to breathe. Taking air from the prana is stealing. You take responsibility. Naturally, your inner space is ready for security. This one story which I said is suddenly clicked. Yes. When life is in the hands of God, why should I be insecure? How can I be insecure? But your logic says, no, who knows whether it's in the hands of God or not? Who knows? My husband is my beloved or not? Who knows? By mistake he may cut my throat. Who knows? After cutting my throat, he may justify that cutting the throat is good for you. If you are struggling with all these great philosophies, be very clear. You are not taking the responsibility. Your inner space is not plowed till you take the responsibility and stand up as a leader. You stop being honest to the truths and justifying it because somebody else also lives like that. Not being responsible for the truths which clicks with you or the life which you have assumed, which you have taken it upon yourself. See, if you have taken some life upon yourself, suddenly you become responsible for that. A person who takes the life of a doctor becomes suddenly responsible for the patient. Person who takes the life of a seeker becomes responsible to be completely honest, truthful to the truths which clicks inside him. Yogic body means intensely working and aligning your body to the highest peak of health. Vedic mind means intensely adding the deeper and deeper truths of life and establishing those truths as the basic pillar for planning your strategy about life. Yen life means living those strategy in the life with responsibility. If you don't have N life, we can be very sure you don't have yogic body and Vedic mind. The mind, the ideas which does not let you to be honest to what you yourself believe or what has clicked with you, for what you have taken the responsibility, is demon. That's a straight thing, leads to low mood and depression. I will give you the two major components in the spiritual practice, evolution. One, intense practice. Second, feeling responsible for your space. The space you have chosen. I can say now, I can divide the whole spiritual practices as these two categories. First, a person should be taught to do the strong exercises, the tapas, like 1,000 experiments done. 2 hours of intensely working out, intense pranayama. This will teach you the quantitative work, means will make you, give you the training of hard tapas, spiritual practices. Next thing should happen is becoming responsible your sadhana, if you take a responsibility of the position you are holding and allow the creativity to express in that responsibility, then naturally, very smoothly you will sail from dharana to jnana, dhyana to samadhi. Life is for people who are conscious. Life is for people who are interested in creating. Life is for people who are honest and sincere to the place they hold, to the responsibility which they represent. If I am sitting in this throne, I have to do all the actions and creations needed for this place. I cannot be just sitting in this and avoiding the responsibilities. No. Being responsible, if you are responsible, you will not have negativity to be in depression.
Nitya Kriya, restoring Hatha Yoga to the world. A series of healing yogic processes revealed by Paramahamsa Nithyananda to care and cure for diseases and disorders. Practice Nitya Kriya and awaken your Kundalini energy. To find out more, visit www.nityananda.org/nitya-kriyas.
Your duty to be your parent is giving them emotional and moral support when they need. I wanted to make it very clear. You are not bound by your parents to live the life they wanted. It is not your duty or responsibility. Many times you mistake your attachment and weakness as a duty and responsibility. No. See, if you are completely bound by your parents' way of living, if that becomes your responsibility or duty, there is no possibility for upgrading. Don't you understand? Then the whole humanity has to be in the same low consciousness, because nobody is going to take the risk and courage and break through and upgrade themselves. That is not your duty. That is not your responsibility. Responsibility to the parents is giving them emotional support, moral support. Your highest responsibility for your parents is helping them to become enlightened. Next, teachers. Your highest responsibility, duty to your teachers is keeping the knowledge which they gave you alive and making it grow, flourish. And responsibility for your priests is using the knowledge they gave to achieve the ultimate. Responsibility for your master, duty for your master is you becoming enlightened, nothing else. Give your emotional, moral support to your parents. Grow the knowledge given by your teachers. Use the knowledge given by your priests to achieve the highest possible consciousness. Finally, achieve the highest consciousness using the Master's presence. This is what is your duties towards all of them. when you take up these great truths as a responsibility of your life, understand, then suddenly your very necessity to exist changes. If you are a doctor in the society, your necessity to exist is curing some patients. If you are true to that necessity, that's enough. If you are an engineer, your necessity to exist is just build some buildings, infrastructure. So if you do that, that's enough, done. If you are a lawyer, your necessity to exist is defend the Constitution. Protect the people who are victimized by the police. So your necessity to exist, if that is fulfilled, done, no problem. But your necessity to exist, if that is not honored, the inner light is covered. Life lived with the inner light covered is depression. The parents need to understand kids should take the risks in their life. Parents are expected to be a safety net when the kids take the risk, not the stopping nuts. A real father or mother should not be continuously a stopping nut. Don't do, don't do, don't do, don't do. The song of don't do, don't do. Come on. If you are a parent, if you feel your child is taking a risk, your son or daughter is doing something on their own, in their career choice, or anything related to their life's decisions, many times about job, marriage, love affair, so many things. Don't constantly sing the song of don't do. I tell you, when you are not letting your child to take some risks in their career, you are completely destroying the self-confidence and understanding and responsibility of the child. Your son or daughter, their way of expanding is always taking responsibility. Child tries to taste everything. That is the way it starts growing. If you give a toy, it will put it in the mouth. That is the way it knows how to feel it. Same way, when you grow up, you try to experiment with things. When the parents start singing the don't do song, the possibilities of the children is completely destroyed. One thing I neither heard in my life nor ready to listen in my life is don't do. I neither heard from my parents nor ready to listen. This don't do. Parents need to understand. You need to give a space for your kids to experiment, to play with life. If you really have concern, be a safety net. Take care even if they fall. They are not damaged. You are there as a support. That is the responsibility of a parent. The problem is, nowadays the parents have started behaving like a business. You do this way, then I am there with you. If not, forget about me and my support. It's more or less blackmailing. Parents are expected to play the role of safety net when the kids take the risks, when the kids try to do something extraordinary, something new, which you neither have a guts nor have a brain to try. I want new gen to be completely stable and established about their identity. with themselves experientially about their identity with the people with whom you are living, about your identity with the human society and the universe. New generation should be very clear about themselves, what they want to do, what they are feeling like doing. The problem is, many times what they are feeling like doing they know, what they want to do they don't know, or how they are going to do they don't know. What you are feeling like doing, what you want to do, how you are going to do, the whole thing should be in align. New generation should be very responsible about what they are creating around themselves.
With enlightenment, too much of responsibility comes. That is why I was telling, if you want enlightenment, for the sake of enlightenment, go for enlightenment, but do not go for any other thing. Do not think, if I achieve enlightenment, I will have that, at least for that sake, let me have enlightenment. No. If you really feel the liberation is your goal, then go for the liberation. Then naturally you will enjoy whatever comes along with it. Understand? Enlightenment does not, freedom does not come just like that. It comes with a tremendous responsibility. It comes with a tremendous pressured compassion. That's the right word I have to use. Your whole being will be vibrating with an intense compassion, with a very deep compassion. Let me tell you one incident. Suddenly, one day early morning, Vivekananda got up and he said, I have a deep pain in the right hand. I think the right hand is this side. I have a deep pain in the right hand. And he said that this side of the ocean, he was lying down on a bed, this side of the ocean, some country is suffering by some natural calamity, please find out and send our Swamis to go and do the relief work. And next day morning they received the news, the nearby island, there was an earthquake and all the Swamis had to rush to do the relief work and people were suffering. The nature was getting disturbed. Practically, the whole cosmos is felt inside your body. A deep pressured compassion lands on you along with the enlightenment experience. Understand, it's a great responsibility, not just freedom. Not just freedom as you think. It's a great responsibility too. So only if you have the courage for that, if you are ready to risk all your needs, all your expectations, all your ideas, enlightenment is for you.
Books by Paramahamsa Nithyananda. In the true spirit of Vedic tradition, more than 250 books of Paramahamsa Nithyananda are now available online for free. Access free library at lifeblissprograms.org/books.
You need to understand, life is not capitalistic. Life is neither capitalistic nor communist or socialist. Please understand, capitalism teaches the ownership. Who owns is a big guy. Communism teaches whether you work or not, everything belongs to you. Communism is the way of tamas, means inertia, inertness. Why should you have? Whether I work or not, let me also have. Let us equalize. The whole communist philosophy is born out of tamas, inertness. Whole capitalist philosophy is born out of rajas, restlessness. But life is sattva, peace. Then what is really life? What life believes in? Does it believe in capitalism or communism? No. Understand, the major components of your life like disease, death, contentment, life satisfaction, just like job satisfaction, something called life satisfaction. I wanted to tell you, important component of life is life satisfaction, which is neither capitalistic nor communist. A country may be capitalist or communist, but life, the principles of life are neither capitalist nor communist. Why you take birth where you take birth? Why you get the disease when you get the disease? Why somebody has a high life satisfaction, somebody such worst mental disorders? I tell you, I'm really telling you, I know millions of fellows who are loaded with billions of rupees, but if you see their personal life, you will not be jealous of them. Because so much suffering. There are many capitalistic fellows who built their life with narrow self-interest without any ethical foundation. Principles of life is totally different. Let me make it very clear. If a country supports capitalism, you may get the benefits given by the country's infrastructure. You may have a bigger house. You may even have a boat house. You may have wealth. You may have zeros in your bank balance. But only when the life's principle supports you, you will have the gifts of life, health, life satisfaction, you feeling life is overflowing. I tell you, anything is worth sacrificing to have this feeling life is overflowing, life is romance. The principles of life says man who takes the responsibility has the right to enjoy. That's all. Not man who owns has the right to enjoy. Not the man who can grab has a right to enjoy. No. Man who takes the responsibility has the right to live. Understand? All your questions related to money, all the parts of your life impacted by money, those problems attend with the principles of your country's ism, capitalism or communism. If you are in China and you have a problem about money, you have to find solution through communism. But if you have a problems related to life, health, life satisfaction, happenings of life, whether it's a birth, death, mental health, as I said, the life satisfaction, fulfillment in the life. There are so many things related to life. Those life's principles, if you have a problem related to life's principles, find solution with this truth. Man who takes the responsibility has a right to enjoy. This is the principle of life. If you have questions about disease, desires, karma, questions related to life. Why somebody has so much of mental peace, some other people don't have it? Why some people have so much of life satisfaction, Some people don't have it. To infuse the life principles into your corporate place, in your workplace, understand few things. First thing you need to know, capitalism degenerates into narrow self-interest without a strong ethical foundation. The capitalism, you do not have a strong ethical foundation. So rewrite, rethink in all your thinking process and evolution. Infuse responsibility. Let every person who is part of your organization be told about his responsibility. Spend at least 1 hour on making everybody understand their responsibility. Please understand, never think if you take away 1 hour, then the productivity is lost. No, if you can wake up every morning, 5 o'clock and go to Akada, all the engrams which makes you irresponsible in your life will be killed. So many demons are standing around you. I tell you, all these demons are only the patterns which never lets you take responsibility in your life. You will see the same demon only will come with a different sword when you are in the workplace. Why are you working like a slave? If you don't do this, what is there? I tell you, exactly the patterns which makes you never take the responsibility of life and life's principles. They will be awake, alive between 4:30 to 6. Just like your whole day's mood is controlled by time. See, you can see very clearly. Morning 9 o'clock, if you are habituated to go to office, you will be agitated. Morning, if you break the tamas, you will break many of the patterns which does not let you take the responsibility of life. I really tell you, very sincerely I recommend this to all corporate companies. Morning when you gather for your work, whether it is 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Some companies gather 8 o'clock, some gather 9 o'clock, some even 10 o'clock. Whatever time, first 1 hour spent making everybody responsible for what they are. Not just the work they are supposed to do that day. No. Make themselves fit with their clear understanding about what they want from society and what society wants from them. Their requirements from society. Society's requirements from them. What society requires from them. Means everybody is living in a society. In your society, your family, your boss, your subordinates, what they all need from you and what you need from them. Understand, you are there only because you need something from them. You are always there in any situation only when you need something from them, not otherwise. When you need something from them, be responsible to offer what they need from you. Understand, let every individual feel the responsibility. Let every individual look into the responsibility. Corporate organizations will be successful only when every individual understands the principles of life, not otherwise. You cannot have separate principles for your life and separate principles for a corporate company, your workplace. No. Your workplace is a major part of your life. You need an integrated principle. Only way to have an integrated principle is every morning when you gather for a work, at least spend 1 hour understanding responsibility. You are here for one purpose and you need to take this responsibility. this alignment, when it happens between two persons, it is not 1 plus 1, 2. No, it is 1 plus 1, 11. Understand? When an understanding happens between 1 plus 1, it is 2. When alignment happens between 1 plus 1, it is 11. When at-one-ment happens between 1 plus 1, it is explosion. It is atomic explosion. Understanding, alignment, atonement. Responsibility is neither capitalism nor communism. Life's principles are based on responsibility. If you want to live healthily, take responsibility of your body. If you want to live happily, take responsibility of your mind. If you want to explore into the zones of consciousness, take responsibility of your spiritual entity. If you want wealth, take the responsibility of spending your time in that direction. Take the responsibility. Chisel your whole life with a hammer called responsibility, with a tool called responsibility. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share, and explode in eternal bliss. Nityananda.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore, 562109. Contact 097422033111. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nithyananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nityananda Dhyanapitham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nithyananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.